trying to sell the exact same thing as one of your competitors is going to put you into a losing situation. You're going to have to compete on price. Now, if your competitor's in China, you're going to lose that battle. But how the hell do you make sure you stand out and sell something different on Amazon? So in this video, I want to give you some great ways to differentiate your products so that you are in a market of you. Now, with that being said, if you like this kind of information, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. That way I will know that you want to see more information just like this. Also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. We post brand new money-making information just like this each and every day. With that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to show you how to differentiate your products. Gone are the days when you could just put a product off the shelf from China up on Amazon and expect that to consistently make sales. Okay, those days, that's 2018 kind of thinking. Unfortunately, those days are gone. So, and I think that's good, because now it means that people who are in this game are thinking a lot more about it, and so it gets rid of a lot of numpties who don't want to think about their customers. Okay, those days are gone. So now you've got to think, how can I create my own version of a product to carve out my own niche within the niche? That process is called differentiation. There's lots and lots of different ways to differentiate a product, heaps of them. But my top 6 favorite ways I will run through for you now. So way number 1. Interesting, this particular image here, knowing that this particular dog, which is a golden retriever, is the most popular dog in America. It makes inordinate amount of sense for them to lead with that dog as their hero image, because most owners who've got a big dog have got a golden retriever. Anyway, so way number 1 to differentiate, you want to put together bundles. So Amazon has actually started making this really, really easy. So if you're brand registered, you can put together what's called a virtual bundle really, really easily. You must sell the product, okay? So you can't bundle the product with somebody else's product. You must sell the product, and then you create a virtual bundle out of those products, okay? So that's kind of cool. So the easiest way to find products to bundle with your existing product is frequently purchased together. So Amazon will tell you exactly what people buy together. And so your job is simply to offer that as a product in and of itself. So the lead and the harness come together. Okay, that's a really simple way of differentiating your product. When I purchased my youngest daughter a bike, not only did we get her a bike, we also got her a helmet, we also got her a basket, we also got a and that could have been an entire bundle. Instead of me buying those things separately, that could have been a bundle of products together. Okay, it would have differentiated it. Next one, design. So anytime there is a niche that has quite a utilitarian nature to it, like that's a very, very utilitarian. It's not at all pretty. It's just designed to do its job. It's function over form. Okay. However, within any marketplace, there are always people that desire form over function within any marketplace. Like this, for instance. Again, I wonder on the choice of dog that is being used, because that's a little Frenchie, of course, which is a very expensive dog. And I wonder if that was done on purpose, because that's the designer dog. Anyway, so within any marketplace, there's always an opportunity for you to do something that's designed beautifully. Okay, that's always exists in a given marketplace. So that's another way of differentiating your products. Next up is guide. So guide is aimed more at products that either are complex to use, complex to put together, or in the use of the product, there's ways to do it better, to be used product, okay? So I don't know if you realize this. So for here, for instance, there's product guides and documents that are now available to download directly from Amazon. I don't know, because look how terribly that is shown. I don't know how many people would actually get that. But the important thing is, in an email to a customer, you could put that as a live link to offer them the guide. Okay, that would be a very, very cool thing you could do, for instance. And here is that guide. So shows you how to use it, shows you how to put the harness on, got all the different languages in it. So they could have put extra things in here, but it's still done a nice job of the particular product. Okay, so anytime you're looking at products, one thing to do is look at the reviews of the products, look at the negative reviews, ignore the 1- and 2-star reviews, instead focus on the 3-star reviews, possibly the 4-star reviews. They're the reviews of people who kind of like the product, but there was just a niggling little glitch about it that they felt wasn't right. Very, very often it's to do with the instructions that come with the product, okay? So putting good instructions in, very, very cool thing to do. And the instructions themselves can be included in the hero image. So if you've got a set of instructions that are designed beautifully and come as part and parcel of the product, you can put that in your hero image. Why would you possibly want to do that? Well, if on your instruction manual, let's say this is my instruction manual, you put the main buying keyword of the product, that's a cool thing to do. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. That's a super cool thing to do, okay? And because it's actually included in the product, you can include it in your hero image. Super cool. So that's guide. Next up, Kickstarter. So a really great place to go looking for differentiated ideas is to use Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform that allows people to invest in ideas that they would personally like to buy. So the idea is you're an early investor. For your early investment, you get the product. Okay, that's how Kickstarter works. So, but we can use it for doing market research and for figuring out how to differentiate things. So what you want to do, you want to go search the site. You don't want to use Kickstarter to do that. You want to use Google to do that. So the way you do that is you use that search modifier there, which is site and then a colon, followed by the domain name that you want to search. And if I just use that like that, it would now return every single page on the Kickstarter website that's been indexed by Google, okay? Which is 1.9 million pages. So a lot of pages. Holy shit, those guys are doing a lot of content. But to use it for what we want to use it for, instead, let's put in a niche. So site, Kickstarter, and then kitchen. What we'll now get back is all the pages on Kickstarter that mention the term kitchen in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so our first starter healer is Malto, your own kitchen farm. Well, that's a cool idea, don't you reckon? So I've seen those products that sell unbelievably well to people who live in apartments, which is the balcony gardens. That's a big seller on Amazon. And so here's an instant idea to instead have that as a kitchen farm for your kids, things like that, of doing that. Okay, so that's a really cool way of doing things. And that's actually a pretty neat idea. I really like that. So I hope somebody follows that through. Anyway, so next up is something I've used a lot, which is country of origin. So country of origin, we all have these ideas about particular countries. So I was just in Bali, for instance. Before I got to Bali, I had an understanding or a perception of what Bali was all about. Okay, I had this kind of like going in, this is what Bali is going to be all about. When I think of Switzerland, there's certain things that I associated with Switzerland. When I think of Australia, there's certain things I associate with Australia, okay? And those things, those preconceived ideas that we bring to any particular product can be used to differentiate your product. So for instance, if I was doing a sunblock, for instance, so I'm in the sun care niche now, and I'm thinking about a suntan lotion, a suntan cream. What would make more sense? A sunblock that's made in England or a sunblock that's made in Australia? Like you're thinking of Poms, they're all pasty skinned. They ain't getting any sun. Why on earth would they know anything about sun care? Versus the Aussies, holy shit. Basically, the sun tries to cook you all the time in Australia, although not right now. But that's the perception, okay? So you can use that. I used it with a skincare brand where we had that manufactured in Switzerland. It was more expensive to do that. But as a result of doing that, the product we're able to put made in Switzerland. Switzerland, we have this notion that it's very clean, very healthy, all these cool things associated with Switzerland, mountains and stuff like that. That comes to bear and gets linked to your product. It differentiates your product that way, okay? Super, super cool. So if I was doing, so the English soccer team just won the English female World Cup, for instance, okay? They beat Germany. And as a result of that, if I was putting any kind of English soccer ball together, I'd have that made in England, because right now there's this zeitgeist around British soccer, world class, particularly for women, okay? I'd use that. I'd use all that. Last one. Kitchen tools. So this is all about the size of things. So sometimes you want to make things really, really small. If things are really, really big in your niche, you make them really, really small. If things are really, really small in your niche, you make them really, really big. This particular company here, so they've got these oversized kitchen items, okay? Oversized kitchen items, and that's done very, very well for them. In a marketplace full of sameness, here is them targeting blokes specifically and doing big, blokey, manly stuff for the kitchen. Works really, really well, okay? So size, as my wife tells me, really matters. Hey, thanks so much for watching that. That actually was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. There's 2,500 members in our community. We're the fastest growing community of professional e-commerce sellers right here in Australia, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do at the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, and also of course come and join us, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link is in the description below, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.